Sometimes I get lucky with a guest. They're local or they're in the outer west rim, but when they're inner west or city, it's always a challenge. Yeah, because it's a big drive. It's a massive drive.
I think for me it was like peak hour.
Yeah.
Like
On a Friday.
and I was in my office, so I'm kind of like traveling out from the city.
Yeah.
If originally today my plan was to come out from home, and that way, I'll probably eat something at 4 o'clock or, but no, that completely got missed. And straight 5 o'clock, boom, I'm getting out of here. Yeah.
Damn.
Well, man, I was lucky I was
Apologies
working.
for the traffic. It's been bad.
No, it's not your fault. Your fault. Why don't you guys move in closer to the city?
Or push the podcast back.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy having the larger house and the yard.
Yeah, that's a luxury.
Yeah. And the fruit trees out the back, Yeah, we make our fig jam.
Oh, yeah.
We grow strawberries, we grow potatoes, lemons, limes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because during COVID, I actually started a ginger farm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
So I had one patch of ginger, and now this coming June is my second patch of ginger.
Yeah, okay.
But this time around, I actually got bigger, but at the same time, I got a lot of rotten ginger because of the rain.
Yeah, okay. So the rain ruined it.
Yeah.
Did you use any of it in cooking?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
That's the ultimate test.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Because you have to harvest the root, right?
It is a root, yeah.
But the flowers are beautiful.
I haven't yet gotten the flower to come out yet. I can see the stem come out, but yeah, maybe next year, third year lucky.
Yeah, totally. You got to keep at it. We made Misty made fig jam, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And for COVID we learned how to make limoncello. So we used the lemons to make limoncello.
And I'm always a mandarin cake fan.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, and mandarincello. So we had mancello.
Wow.
Yeah, so limoncello is more dainty, and then you can go mancello. But if you're more aggressive cello drinkers out there, aggressive. I don't know, manly. Aggressive doesn't necessarily mean manly, does it? You can be nice in a nice suit.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. I think you're ready. Are we ready to jump in?
I thought we were jumping in.
Yeah, well,
I was like, why are we talking about gardening? All right, perfect. Okay. Yeah.
Well, it's definitely our cue to jump in.
Yeah.
I'll totally jump in.
Oh, good. That's good.
And welcome to the Pagey Train. Today I have in the studio with me, Anthony Wong, actor, comedian. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Man, I had to get you on the show because I saw you in one of the most hilarious films that I've ever seen and made in the West, and that is Black Cat. So well done for your performance in that show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, man, what a ride. That movie was a hell of a ride.
Yes, it was. It was one of the most randomest things that has happened in 2020.
Yeah.
Because just a bit of background, that was actually my first film.
Oh, was that your first film?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it all happened actually by luck.
What, through Friends of Friends, or was it a Star Now answer, or?
Oh, that's a good. I don't know, man. I'm still trying to
piece together the chaos.
Yeah, I'm still trying to, try to do more films when I can. But no, that was quite frankly the most randomest thing because 2020, the beginning of COVID, and for me also, I got stood down by my last job.
Oh shit, man!
Yeah. But no, it was
blessing in disguise.
It was actually one of the best things that has ever happened.
Yeah.
Because now I'm in a completely different career path and I'm enjoying it. But more importantly, it was actually because of being stood down. You kind of had so much free time at home, and I like to search for Chinese antiques or anything that's I don't. Okay. So.
Just hold the phone. I like Chinese antiques. Here we go.
I found the ad that Alan was searching from Gumtree.
Okay.
Whereas the other actors you see, they all go from Star Now. So the other
totally,
a proper acting platform.
Yeah. Well, normally you advertise in that space because you're looking for creative work. Yeah.
Exactly. And so I was just like typing in Chinese, like I don't know, and then it was like I'm looking for Chinese actors. I'm like, oh, this is random, but why not? I've got nothing to do. I've got so much free time. Let's give it a crack. And met up with Alan, the director, and
a big shout out to Alan Wynn. Yeah.
Yes. And yeah, and the rest was quite frankly
Was history, right?
history.
Yeah, well, what was it like? Because like, there's some crazy scenes in that movie, man, where there's like shoot 'em ups and like there's this like massive like cocaine deal sort of thing happening, and I don't know, the comedy pausing in it, because I guess were you like you were doing comedy before doing acting? Because you're a part of the like a comedy gala.
Yeah. So no, I've always liked comedy. It's just one of those things where you're like you're at a point in your life where you're like, all right, look, got a job now. Now I'm in a stage where I should be doing what I want to do, and stand-up comedy or comedy was one of the things that, hey, yep, let's go do it. And surprisingly, one day at work, they had this comedy gala for media people.
Okay.
I just put my hand up straight away. I was like, if you need me to pay out of my pocket, I'll do it myself. Like that was how much I wanted it.
Yeah. Okay.
And fast forward, I put my hand up and did that at the Opera House.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So you did a stand-up gig at the Opera House?
Yes,
man. Far
yes.
out.
So if you ever go to my YouTube videos, you see me in a blue suit, and there's a red. That was at the Opera House.
Okay, I thought that was at a comedy club, because I've seen that footage.
Oh wow, that must have been one really shit comedy club. Yeah, is that how you call the Opera House?
No, because I saw the red curtains. I just
Yeah.
assumed it was on a stage at a.
That was one of the small, small rooms at the Opera House.
Okay.
So that's why you might not feel, but
Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm just pulling it up. Yeah. That would have been a hell of an experience. So that was your first gig as a comic, or like have you done sort of like open mics before that, or?
When I look back, that was actually the first, like, as an adult, yep, go do that. But you might want to scroll down a bit.
Yeah. It'll be down. It's down there.
You'll find it.
She'll find it.
But when I look back, when I was a kid, like when primary school had those talent shows,
here we go.
I went to do one, and as a 9-year-old, I've actually already started doing it, but just it never occurred to me. Oh,
That's what you're actually doing. You're just making people laugh.
yeah.
Yeah, I was always like on the in the schoolyard. Like I'm a voices dude. Like I'm good at being a parrot. Like I'm good at impersonating people.
Oh yeah.
And I think Simpsons is definitely a go-to for sort of referencing and then like putting it into an ironic context to make people laugh. And I was always I don't know, I was a bit of a smaller dude at school and always sort of got picked on a little bit here and there. And I found making people laugh was a good way of getting out of like tense situations.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No, that's a good way to put it. Because I generally I do that a few times.
Yeah.
But it was never. Oh, for me, it was never about getting out of tennis. Because I'm smaller than you. You're small? Nah, bitch, please.
Yeah, don't tell me about small, man.
Small.
I know small.
But for me, it was always about giving joy or making, if they're smiling and happy,
Yeah, it makes you happy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I think I get the same thing out of see, acting's weird, right? Because when you're on stage, because like I perform music on stage, and you get that immediate response from the audience. When you make content, you get the reaction when you're at the screening. So you do the work first, and then you get the reward later. A big thing it made in the West for me is like when I watch. Like, I've already seen all the movies, so what I found is most filmmakers watch the audience. They don't watch their movie, they watch the audience for their audience reaction. I realised there's a tie between that stage experience of getting that audience feedback and going to your own show and actually watching the audience to get that audience feedback, to know what hits and what misses, what kind of a journey do you go on to go, all right, I think this is funny, but how is this going to work? Like, how do you work your comedy to take it on stage?
This is a big shout out to Crown Comedy.
Yeah.
Down at Lewisham, one of Sydney's, I guess, home of amateur comedy.
Okay.
and they slug it out, and quite frankly, credit to them. Like, right now in my stage, right now in that comedy career, how I test my materials is just going there, because it is a very safe and open room. Obviously, people say a lot of things that should not be said, but it gives.
It might get a little bit offensive, is what
Yes.
you're saying.
Not just a little. Very cancelled.
Cancel culture offensive.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
So I guess that's the beginning benchmark. So I'll go there, say a few jokes. Okay, let's see what it's like. Because my the way I see things is, if you can make a room of comedians laugh, I think you've done a good job.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And then I bounce my ideas with another friend of mine, like just friends here and there, and go, look, I'm saying this. What do you think? Oh yeah, you put this in.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, I definitely even when I because I like to muck around a lot, and there's friends that I'll try jokes out on, not for performers, just for me being a larrikin, and sometimes I circle back around to the same friend I've told the same joke to, and they go, "You've already told me that, man." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm just flexing it out to see how I can go at the pub with this thing." Yeah, no, the Illusion's really cool, man. I've played there a few times. They've got a great stage, great venue there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got all the wood, the wood decking, and a really decent rise on the stage, good lighting.
Yep.
Yeah, good background, and they've even got a green room, I think, from memory.
Ooh, I haven't been that far yet.
Yeah.
But no, they've got a lot of secret rooms. I know there's like the smoking deck upstairs.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've got these different little hides for people that come through and perform. It's a funny story actually, because everywhere I go with the band I perform, I'd have a sticker, and I would always stick it backstage. And another comic friend of mine, Matthew C. Vella, big shout out. I want to get you on the show again soon. He would text me a photo, because he's always behind stage before he goes on. He always sees the Mendoza sticker. He goes, "Man, everywhere I go, you've always been here before I've been here." I'm like, "Yeah, that's really cool, man." It's kind of like for bands with stickers like that backstage, it's a rite of passage. And I guess everyone wants to get into the next room. You want to get into the green room. You want to get up on the next deck. It's all that exclusivity that you want to get behind the scenes. I find that a bit of a buzz as well.
Yeah, I got that similar during this year's comedy, Triple J Raw comedy. I did it. I did it in Sydney this time. And it was at the Comedy Store.
Okay.
And the Comedy Store is, like, I think, the mecca for Sydney comedy.
Okay.
So a lot of famous comedians, they all go there. And so yeah, I was in the green room there, and I felt, wow, this is it. I can quit after this. Yeah.
If only, man. If only you can quit your job and become an artist. Yeah. But I think that's part of the journey as well. Like, because you've got to be passionate about what you're doing if you're an artist, right? Because most of us are working.
Yes.
Most of us have a day job, and then we do our art a bit more than part-time. You know, it's part-time, but it's a bit more than that. Any space that I can fit in. And, so many projects, from editing to filming to writing movies to, festival production and, stage production, you get tied up, but a lot of people go to me, how do you find time? How do you make time to be a comedian and an actor?
I'm still trying to find that out, but no, well, there's two. I'm actually one of the really lazy ones.
Yeah.
So, but there are some people out there. The harsh reality is, you want to make it, you have to grind every day. Because some people, if you're in the States and you're at the big rooms, they do it 2 times a night. I haven't got that far yet, but right now in my own journey, I find that what I love about it is, I'm so passionate about it, that you don't feel that it's a grind. You don't feel that this is a chore. I think the moment it becomes like that takes away the fun, that essence of it. So to answer that is, I like to write whenever I want. I like to, if I'm in that space, I like to do shows, and I'll actually properly train, like practice and
rehearse your gear.
Yeah. And I find that for me, I'm just like, yep, I'm in the right headspace now, so I'll perform better.
Yeah, I don't know. Rehearsals are weird though. Like, I don't know how you go about stand-up rehearsals because I've given it a go to try and write some stand-up just for fun. And I find when I pace back and forth with my phone and then I just riff with myself, like I riff on an idea. I go, this is an idea that might be funny. And I riff on that idea and I walk back and forth. And I worry about, okay, so the timing of me doing that, am I going to perform that the same way? Because that's generally the rehearsal part. It's not just the idea of what you're saying and remembering the words of what you're saying. It's the delivery of what you're saying.
Pretty
and the
much.
timing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing I find interesting. Like, I think comedy is like the ultimate space because if you can make people laugh, you can do a lot of things with them emotionally as a writer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I guess, on that note of like saying lines. I think a few years back, like when I started, it was very dictated by. I need to say these certain words, these certain lines. That's how I rehearse and practice. But after watching a few, how to become better, that thinking shifted to move away from the lines and become more of the person, the performer. When you're on stage, you give that. People are there to listen to you. Like, quite frankly, I can go on a comedy set. I can go blah 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 blah, and people still laugh.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, okay, wow, goo goo gagu, and they're still like, that's the difference compared to joke 1, joke 2, joke 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a roll with the punches, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
But I think you're tapping into something there about performance personas, right? Like, when I'm on stage, I'm not the same guy that you're talking to. It's always a different person up there. Well, not completely different, still me, but there's a different optics to it. There's a performance optics to it. Because you've got to have that timing or delivery or that stage presence. And I think stage presence really comes from like confidence and knowing your material and knowing your work. And I think that's where fear comes into it. Because if you've got a show coming up, you're like, I've got to get this right. I've got to rehearse and get this right.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But to Black Cat, man, like I saw you in Black Cat. You've landed this role. What was the process like, for you being a first-time actor through that process?
Well, lucky for me because I did a few of filming projects while I was in Germany. And it was kind of watching. All right, these are what people are doing when they actually go film, right, on that. So I kind of had that, that as my, I guess, a foundation. And then, I guess I never looked at like a camera and type of how do you transition between an actor and a person. I just like, okay, I read the script. This is what we're gonna be doing. Okay, let's do. Oh, I'm gonna get shot here. Okay, like it. Kind of just let it roll, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, I guess because there's I guess what I'm getting to is like there's a format on a film set, right? You got your blocking, so you get told, right, you got to sit here, and then you got to move to this point, and then you got to deliver this line at this time.
Okay, that's not happened with Alan.
Yeah. Well, what was the experience like? Like, how did you just gave you creative license or?
No, it was more like you try to. Okay, this is okay. He originally planned to film everything within 2 days.
Yeah, that's definitely a compressed film set. Yeah,
that did not happen.
No, it never does.
It then spanned out to I think a few weekends.
Yeah, what 3 or 4? So 6 days.
Around about 5.
Yeah.
5 weekends, so around 10 more days.
10 days.
Okay. Like around that amount.
Yeah.
And I think spreading out was much better because you kind of had more room for like you can just go do it and he can assess. But if you kind of compress it within 2 days, it became, I guess, a little bit more demanding. Like you have to nail this. You have to, within this 2-day set that we've booked, we have to make sure that we get this. And quite frankly, we never hit it.
Yeah.
Which quite a lot of times we had to just do the whole thing after the first 2 days.
Okay, so you basically shot in the 2 days and then you reshot it for the 8 days. Yeah.
So I guess it kind of, he fucked up. I didn't.
Big shout out, Alan.
Yeah. We had I guess the first 2 days was a rehearsal.
Well, that's a good way
And
to look
then
at it.
the following was like, okay, we've done this before, so let's do it properly now. So that's kind of
Well, sometimes
I
it's good to
felt.
have a crew rehearsed as well, because the crew doing a technical job have got to get their shit together to make sure that the film comes together, and the cast has to get their shit together because of their interactivity and their lines and their timing and blocking.
Yeah,
Yeah, that takes time. But yeah, so you didn't do any rehearsals leading up to the film?
not much.
Yeah, see, that's the key.
We kind of just had we did get together. We did, all right, this scene is what we're gonna do.
Just move that a bit closer, man. There you go.
Like this is what we're gonna try to do.
Mm.
But what you think that you're gonna do doesn't have that same effect as, all right, maybe we should do it actually this way.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit of creative license and maneuverability in there. Yeah, that always happens. But it sounds like it worked out really well because your first 2 days of shooting it, because you had a concept of it. Everyone's rehearsed on how the production's going to work.
Yep.
And then you go and shoot it. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because you guys ended up with a really good product. Like, you got Audience Choice Award, which is interesting because, like, let me just give you some information about the Audience Choice Award, because it was during COVID, right? So the Audience Choice Award is something that we developed to encourage more people to come to the show.
Yeah.
Because they go, well, you can vote. So then you go, well, I've got to bring 20 people with me so they vote for my movie, right? That was the original objective behind that award, is to encourage more bums on seats. But after a while, it evolved into, well, other people will vote for other people's films, because then they go, well, I really like this movie. But an interesting thing with your audience spread is that we had to have blocks of people from each film. So there was 6 people from each film at that festival. So it was an even amount of people from each film. And your film, yours and Alan's film, won convincingly at the Audience Choice Award. Like,
Wow.
yeah, a lot of people voted for it. So that means people that were there to see their friend's film voted for your film.
Wow.
Yeah, which is,
That doesn't happen.
oh, well, it didn't used to happen.
Yeah.
But yours, Black Cat was one of those first films that sort of literally opened up the idea of votes and changed what the award, what the original intention for the award would be, but the mechanism doesn't matter anymore because everyone goes to the show anyway. Like, you've still got 300 people there, it doesn't matter. So, but it's interesting how that was one of the films that broke it open. But man, I remember watching that film, and each year we take a private sort of pool amongst all of us that have seen the films, and we all go, who do you think's going to get the Audience Choice? And I, that year, voted for the Audience Choice Award being your film, and I got it right.
Yeah, you did.
I did. That's the one year I got it right. Other years I get it totally fucking right.
Wow.
Yeah, so I predicted it to win, and it did. But then you guys did. You guys put it, because we put it online, right? Because we were worried about COVID, so we had a backup plan to have the online film festival. So we did the online film festival anyway because we'd already built it, so we may as well publish it. And you guys ended up chucking a party. You guys chucked like a viewing party?
Yeah, I did, because at that time, I was helping out my family's restaurant, and it was up at Merriwall.
Okay.
That's up at Musselbrook, Singleton. That upper Hunter, about like that.
Yeah, okay,
area.
near Newcastle Way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bit further than Newcastle. But,
Okay.
yeah. And that was where I was based at that time, which is also why I couldn't go to the big ceremony in Sydney. And I just got a few of my, I had friends coming up from Sydney. It's a 3-hour drive. They drove up, and we had that viewing session of all the pretty much the whole festival at this small country town.
Yeah, we had it, because we got a big spike when we looked at the data, because we collect all the data for the votes. And we're like, we got this massive spike from the Hunter. We're like, oh,
wow,
someone's chucking a party. Yeah, it was really cool. It was good to see things expand that way and do it, to be organic. And it was really great to see, But yeah, let me backtrack though again. Let me take another step back. I want to still drill into this idea of a comedian, right? Because comedian and acting is very interchangeable. And especially because I was getting into that, idea of persona. You were talking about in school, standing in front of people, making people laugh. But what's the what's the further origin story of that idea? Like, what made you take the leap to go, I want to take what I was doing naturally and put it onto a stage?
Ooh. So, I guess this comes back to my childhood. I guess comedians. As a young, kid back then, my childhood was predominantly spent on watching a lot of reruns because that's what people do back then. We watch the same movie every day.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, not like now. Like, oh, watch it once. Okay, that's so. I actually watched a lot of Stephen Chow films.
Okay.
And so for audience who don't know, you might know him from Kung Fu Hustle.
Mhm.
That's one of these I guess the new ones.
Yeah, can you pull that up, Mr.
Yeah.
Stephen Chow?
Give me a sec.
So I watched a lot of his older like and I call these the classics, and quite frankly it made me laugh my pants off.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid, even though you don't understand the context of his jokes, you still laugh at what this guy's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and I guess I stem a lot of my stuff based on this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You haven't come across this guy before, I don't think. Oh, yeah, I know this guy. Is that the line misting?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. All right, so you're inspired by Stephen Chow.
Yeah.
And but this is acting though, yeah. Like, does he do stand up?
He doesn't. He's an actor.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but his genre in Hong Kong is around the comedy space.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna check out some of these movies, man. I recently I got to be in a Hong Kong action film.
Oh yeah.
Last year as the racist bad guy,
Oh wow.
and I had a fight scene at the end of it where
The Guilo. No.
yeah, that's the one. That's definitely the one. And yeah, I had a fight scene at the end where big shout out to Maria Tran actually, where she handed my ass to me in a fight scene at the end. But yeah, it's a comedy, but it's it's based on like a Hong Kong action comedy.
I can see it.
Yeah. There I go.
The white subtitles.
Yeah, and the texture and
Yeah.
the older technology and just the whole aesthetic of it. Yeah,
Wow.
she's Maria Tran. Yeah, really cool to work with, man. Yeah, she's amazing director. She's really cool. But we did rehearsals all the way up, and that's what made it easy for me. Like that was my first sort of big acting role, like where I had lines, because normally I'm a goon.
Oh yeah.
I'm just a goon in the background, or I throw someone into a pit, or I act like a bogan. I was in another film where I was a bogan, and it was a sort of a comedy film. But this was really cool and really opened my eyes to being on the other side of the lens. I'm always filming movies, not acting in them. But I really enjoyed it. It was really cool, for sure. It got me hungry though. I want to do more of it.
That's possible.
Yeah.
That's possible.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll do something.
Yeah, we should, man. But I'm already getting typecast all the time. I'm a bad guy all the time. One day I want to be a good guy. But to be truly honest though, I like being the bad guy.
I like it too.
Yeah, I'm good at being the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we should definitely both be a bad guy in a movie.
Well, our height difference makes it even funnier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, totally, man. Totally. Hey, man, what was the name of this gala that you were talking about? Like the gala that you're part of? Can we pull that up, Miss Ning? What's the name of the gala again? The comedy gala?
Oh, that was Pitch to Punchline.
Yeah, Pitch to Punchline. Yeah, whack that up, man. Yeah, so tell me again. So you ended up going to the opera. How do you land through the opera house, man? That's just a really cool story. How did that all come about?
It just happened.
No, it didn't just happen.
Nah,
Go on, tell me.
So in media we like to do a lot of different events, and it's really all for charity, I guess. And so it used to be Pitch to Punch, where they train you up to have a boxing thing.
Okay.
And then that was the first. I was actually part of the first group to do comedy.
Okay.
And it kind of made sense because you wouldn't want to train every week just to punch someone. So it was a much more, I guess, less violent.
It's an interesting contrast. We got violence on one hand and comedy on the other.
Yeah.
It's an interesting contrast.
Yeah. And I didn't know it was going to be at the Opera House. Or well, wherever it was, it didn't fuss me because I was like, yeah, I'm doing this. I mean, I don't care if this is like someone's toilet or something. I'll still do it.
I mean, I always get like a few people I've interviewed now on the show. Have all performed at the Opera House. I've never performed at the Opera House, so
Really?
now I've got a new dream. I don't know what I want to do there, but I want to perform there.
You can still busk.
Yeah.
You can be one of those statues, just stand.
Yeah, I don't think I have the discipline for a statue, and I don't think I have the talent to busk. So I probably have no business being in the Sydney Opera House.
Yeah, so no, I don't. And then the second, I guess, group, unfortunately, COVID came. So I don't know if it happened, like if they did it, but I don't think it was at the Opera House.
Okay.
So
no, everything shut down, man. Everything shut down. It was really difficult. Like, well, it's really difficult at the moment. Like, in the arts industry in general, most people have jumped ship from the arts, whether it's audio operators to stage managers. So there's a drought of crew workers and artists in that spectrum. So you can look. I don't know. I look at it two ways. You kind of tapped onto it before, like in COVID. Like people lost their job. We for us, we had all of our funding withdrawn for Made in the West, and we had a meeting, and we were like, well, we don't have any money, but we got time, and we go, how can we use the time to advance? So yeah, I guess we took a entrepreneurial look at it, I guess, or tried to look at it from a opportunistic point of view, and I think that's the way you could look at COVID. Like if you got to be able to be agile in that space, and the more the agile survive, I guess, is what I've learned from COVID. If you're doing like because we do like streaming services and things like that as well, and normally you're chomping at the bit or working hard to get a client, and they're just popping out of everywhere, and all we had to do was pivot to doing more streaming services for that period. Even doing like we even did some Zoom management.
Live events online.
on Zoom.
Sure.
Yeah. No, here you are. Look at I love the suit.
thank you.
Yeah, you look amazing. Hey, put this to the line. What's he saying? Can we put this to the line?
If you want.
Yeah. What's the sound like?
All I knew was that he was bombing me with a whole bunch of French words, and I knew that he knew what I knew, but I don't know what he knew. So that's when I looked straight back him in the eye, and I went, Chinese, 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 Chinese. And that's equality for you. And that's when he went up to me and said, stop being an asshole. There is an angry mob over there. Do not jaywalk, and there's dog shit there. Thank you. You've been lovely tonight.
Yeah, sweet. That's awesome, man. That would have been an amazing feeling. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, can you mute that, mister? Thank you. Yeah, amazing, man. That must have been a blast. Like, are you hooked from that point or what?
Oh yeah, 100%. Because, like, it just made me want to keep going. Like, I mean, and it's not even about getting paid for it. It was just, I like doing this. It's fun. You just keep doing it.
Hold on, you got paid to do the gig?
No, I wish.
Artist got paid. That's a frontline page.
It's still out of my pocket.
Yeah. It always is, man. It always is. It's like, you always strive as an artist to get paid in some way. And for us, like, it's doing corporate work and doing, media production for, promotional purposes, But there's always these things that we want to do that are fun, but they don't either pay well or generally don't pay at all.
Yep.
Or break even. You might be getting paid, but you won't break even on it because the pay's so low. It's that gig economy beast out there. But again, it comes back to that passion. You've got to have that passion to keep going. Like, you referred to yourself as lazy before, right? To write a set is not lazy. Like, that takes a lot of work, man. Ooh. I think we're all very harsh on ourselves. Like, because I say to myself that I'm lazy, but I do a lot of shit. I just know that I can do more.
Yeah, I guess so. Because there are a lot of other hardworking comedians out there.
Yeah, totally.
I think for me it's, I don't want to say I'm a smart comedian, but I'm the ones that if I don't need to do anything, I won't do anything.
Pressure.
So if I just need to do, if I just need to do this one thing, all right, I'll do that. Like that's my level of effort.
Yeah, deadlines add pressure.
Exactly.
You need a deadline, yeah. But yeah, I don't know, like, setting up for open mics and stuff. I think that's a good thing. To, like, so you're saying the Lewisham cake, Misty? Can you pull that up? Like, the Lewisham, the comedy access. Like, let's look how to get into that. There was I had a guest on before. Not Victor, Esky. Man, I had this rapper on. He also does comedy, and they do it out. I think it's out at Blacktown. They got this warehouse, and they do it out at Blacktown. I should put you guys in touch, man.
I met him last week. I met him last week.
Oh, Esky.
Yeah.
Where'd you meet Esky?
We were at we were both performing at a comedy show.
Okay. Yeah, another really cool dude, man.
Yeah.
No, you should really hook up with him, man, because like they're doing some interesting stuff in the comedy space as well, for sure. They do like comedy workshops, and they got like open mics. They do that once a month on a Tuesday, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah. You should definitely check that out. I was looking at it like Esky was saying to me, man, you should do a set. And I'm like, I've always wanted to do a set as an open micer just to see if I can do it. I just want to know if I can do it or not, because I've done everything else except for that.
Oh, yeah, you got to do it.
Yeah.
It's a bucket list.
Yeah, it's a bucket list for sure. I've got to give it a go. Well, I like making people laugh. I like entertaining people, but I've said this before, like, art is like at the same time, it's selfish and selfless, right? You go up on stage because you get a buzz out of it. But at the same time, you're getting the buzz from giving something to somebody. So you're selfish because you go, I want to have this experience. But you're selfless because you go, well, I'm doing it for this amount of money out of this much time for 3 minutes of time on stage. It's quite selfless.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But if you go back and go back to the Facebook page at Crown Comedy, that's where it will all come up.
Yeah, okay.
You had it in the search earlier. Yeah. Back one more. Yep.
Crown Comedy. Where was it?
Oh, you might as well just type Crown Comedy because you had the map on.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I've known a few of the promoters at the Lewisham, man. They've always been really cool and open to new ideas. I remember I went in there before COVID and I said, hey, you guys doing metal shows anymore? And they go, no. I said, what if I brought, 5 bands and, 150 people? Would you do it then? They go, yeah. But you need to bring 150 people. But what's the fair thing about a show? If you go to a venue and go, I want to use your space, because that's their house.
Yep.
You've got to go through their business model. There's different agencies that you can go through to get work up there, but I've always found it better to be your own representative. I suppose that if you're getting so much work, you may... Oh, jeez. I'm blowing up at the same time. I think if you get so much work, perhaps you do need an agent. But when you're starting out, you've got to really think about yourself as your own agent. And I think that's what Star Now is kind of that thing. That's why I think it's hilarious, man, that you got a gig off Gumtree.
Yeah. I actually asked Alan, so how many people applied via Gumtree? He goes, 2, and you're the other one. Like you're one of them. I'm like, oh, okay. And
50-50.
Yeah, wow. Did he say 2 or 1? But like he's just like, long story short, you're the only one that got it. I'm like, oh wow. And then you got the star from Gumtree. That's the most random thing. Did you get other people that you thought? He goes, yeah, I did, but nah. You had something that we thought that was gonna definitely shoot up.
Oh, dude, it definitely hit. Hey, Misty, have you got that Lewisham Crown one? Can we pull that up? Mm-hmm. You got that? Yeah, no, it definitely hit, man. Like, I was so not surprised, but I suppose pleasantly surprised. Is that their room there?
Yeah, that's their room.
That's their room?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, we just took a look.
Yeah, great. Yeah, no, budding comedians out there. You've got plenty of access points. Check it out. Man, they've really done that up.
Yeah.
They've really done that up. They've done a good job with that. Yeah, great. They're still writing it down the same way. No iPad as of yet. They're really cool. So you guys should go and check out the guys at Lewisham. Maybe not for a metal show, but definitely for a comedy show. But you say that it gets offensive, huh?
Sometimes.
Sometimes? Do people go too far? Is there such a thing?
I think it depends on the crowd, really. In that room, in Lewisham, people can say whatever they want because it is. And then there are other rooms in Sydney where it is about promoting comedy. It will allow you. Yeah, you can say what you want to say, but then there are also a live audience,
Mm.
and it's from that live audience that's when you're like, yeah, I think you've gone a bit too far.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I guess what you're saying is the Lewishham's more granular.
I think
It's
Lewisham,
more rough.
yeah, there is another rougher room, but I don't think it's up and running anymore.
Okay.
But
There's a
I
rougher room than the Lewisham shit, man.
Yeah.
It's like the way he painted Lewisham was like, yeah, man, it gets caustic in there.
no, there's another one that's much more caustic. They allow heckling.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, every organisation gets their hecklers, man. Every art gets their hecklers in some way. I think it's really unique, obviously, in comedy because there's one person up on stage, and you're having a direct conflict with them in some way or another. Either which way is an interruption. Like I was working for a festival recently, and there's their resident pests and their resident hecklers, and I was thinking about this in a space. I go, they're just angry people that feel like they need a little bit more attention that they're getting.
Pretty much.
And steal the space off you, or want to hijack the situation. That's what I find. I guess it's the same online as well. Like I find people that in some rare occasions have tried to hijack posts to bring their own grievances into something that doesn't necessarily fit the situation. They're trying to bolt it on in a roundabout way.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and I just think I just leave people alone in that sense, especially at a comedy show, man. But I suppose, as a comedian, you've got to be able to roll with it,
Yeah. I think I'm still lucky. Well, there's two types. There are ones that are like, they're definitely out to get you as a heckler. But I haven't. No, I'm really lucky. But for me, I think ignore them. That's one way, and then just getting ready for Jimmy Carr's response. I just have him ready. Okay, you heckle me. All right, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna heckle you back. But because the thing is, you've got the microphone as well.
Yes.
Like you've got the power of the room, regardless. You may lose your timing. If they've fucked up your show, you may as well fuck up their night.
Pretty much. But you don't want to go too far.
No, of course.
Because you get cancelled, just like Kramer.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, he did venture into dangerous territory.
Yes.
Totally.
Yes.
But, you can go too far. But I suppose that's where you don't want to make it personal in that sense that you want to skirt on the outsides.
Exactly.
You want to skirt around the outsides. Like, I don't know, but I've done shows, as a singer where we've totally bombed, right? Where mid-song, the drummer just stopped, right? And the song's fucked up. That's happened to me, 2 or 3 times at a show in the last, 20 years, man, that's happened. It's the worst fucking feeling. It means you don't have your shit together, and the audience will feel that straight away. Like you can at a metal show, or even at a comedy show, they don't know your content. Like you could fuck up your content, no one's gonna know.
It's part of the show.
It's part of the performance, right? But,
yes.
But when you lose timing, when you've stopped your show, they can smell blood in the water, man. Have you ever had that moment where you go, why do I do this, man? Why do I do this to myself? Where you've totally bombed, you're like, that was horrible.
No. I've also... Maybe I'm very fortunate enough. I haven't bombed yet. Touch wood.
Yeah.
After tonight, just got every session I'm having.
I brought the jinx in now.
Yeah. But I think it's... I never gave myself that much pressure. I'm not like, tonight I'm going to bomb. I never... It's the way I've always envisioned it. Tonight I'm going to try this. Let's see what the response is.
Yeah.
It's either yay or nay. And okay, it's a no. All right, that joke didn't work. Next joke. That's kind of how I kind of handle it.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously when you get to a when you have paid audience that actually come to pay you, you have your best stuff out there. So it's kind of like I've said this so many times. You shouldn't be.
Yeah, you're not going to stuff this up.
Exactly.
It's your best foot forward.
Yeah, exactly. So, it wouldn't. Now that I think about it, maybe I'm bombing right now.
Yeah, how's it feel, man? How do you feel right now?
Why did I get
Let me write this down.
Why did I drive all the way from City, all the way to Penrith? Where did my life go wrong? I should have just took the left turn.
Yeah, you should have got lost in traffic, man.
Yeah.
I put you on the spot.
I couldn't make it, Roscoe. Sorry, 54.
Oh, don't cancel on me. It's the worst thing on the Pagey train when they cancel at the last minute. It's the worst thing. But I have my backup plans, right? So when someone cancels on me, I've got like my resident go-tos.
Is that me?
That's
Yeah, I was
you
gonna
are
say
one
that,
of them.
I saw a few misty
Hello.
podcasts already.
Is it-
Yeah, but
Welcome
man, it's
to
not.
COVID.
It's not time to promote the festival yet. We're still in sleep mode. Maybe in a couple of weeks. I've got you on my list. You're on my hit list,
Oh,
Misty.
good. I'm glad I'm
You're-
on your list.
You're on my
Thank
list.
you.
No, but I always target people that I go, oh man, I want to see what this person's like and try and learn something. Always learn something on a podcast, right? And it's like you've probably learned because is this your first podcast?
I've had random sessions here and there,
Yeah.
but I think this would be a first one where I'm actually recorded, and then yeah,
The pressure's on,
yeah,
and because we're locked in, right? Because you can't, I can't overtalk you, you can't overtalk me. We're in this level playing field, and we all one of us has the ball, and we've got to give each other the ball, right? And I don't know what you're going to do with the ball, and I have to go with it, and then you don't know what I'm going to do with the ball. So it's kind of like if I've listened to other people on different podcasts before, and it's kind of like a callback, right? So you do that in comedy, yeah. You do a callback, you'll do a joke at the start, and by the time you get to the end, you might call back to that first joke. Well, I find that happens in podcasts a lot. You got to do the callback, and on my callback scenario is I usually go, so we're talking about this thing over here. But let me take you back to this moment over here, right? And I'll do a callback to rechurn what we've just done. So there's definitely an art to podcasting. And when I got into it, I just thought it was going. When you sit in a pub and you go, we should record this conversation. It's hilarious.
Yes.
And then we go, oh, you should start a podcast. But then you go and do it, and you realise you're not in a pub. Like it's different. It's totally different. Because when you're in a pub, people interrupt you. Sometimes you've got different overlaps because there's different interruptions, music interruptions, drink interruptions, cigarette interruptions. There's interruptions through it. With the podcast, no interruptions. It's just the highway.
Yes, yeah, true.
It's just the stream of content, right? So then you're under pressure. You're like, okay, so I've got to say this thing about this. Where am I going to go with that? And I know, I suppose the thing that I reference it to is riffing as well. That's the thing that in the pub that you want to bring into a podcast is that riffing, like just bouncing off each other, not knowing where it's going to go. Some of the coolest ones I've done are like, I have no idea where this podcast is going to go. I don't even know why I brought this guest on, That definitely happens. But it's just passing the ball around and seeing what happens, man. What I try to do is I try to get my guests to forget. That's my objective. I try to get them to forget that they're doing it. Because then they're just having a conversation and then they go, man, where did that hour go? All right. Like, how much time do you think's passed right now?
Unfortunately, I've looked at the clock.
Oh, you can see a clock. Maybe that's part of the problem. We're going to get rid of the clock. Now they can see the
That's
time.
a good idea.
Yeah, they can see the time. Oh, no. The jib is up.
Yeah.
No, there's
I
definitely
just
an art
ruined
to
it
it.
for every podcast that's going to come up here.
Oh, man. Man, it's the Pagey train of thought, man. Anything can happen.
No, but back to your, like, without me looking at the time, I think, it has gone quite a long time.
Yeah,
but it's been as you say, like, I looked at it more like we're having a conversation, like we're having that. All right, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And when you talk, it comes out naturally.
Yeah.
Thank God this is an interview. I had a moment where I'm like, I feel like we're still in election mode. Like, what were the rates again? I don't know. Like,
oh wow, yeah. The gaffs, man. They've really loved the gaffs. I had a big shout out to Scotty B. Actually, I had a political conversation, just before the election. So again, you try to go topical. You try to go as much linked as you can. I don't know. Sometimes I just go different places, man. Like, what's the thing that's been on your mind this week? Other than the election, is there anything other than the election? Like,
no, it was actually number one was coming here, and then number two, I think I was definitely looking forward to weekend because there's a Blacktown Festival on tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
and I was invited to MC.
Yeah.
So I'll be announcing, all right, next performer this, next performer that.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I'm then going to catch up with friends to play board games, as you do on a Saturday night.
Oh, okay, let's do a deep dive. What board games are we talking, bro?
Oh, I bought some.
Yeah, you brought some with you. Let's do Monopoly right now.
And then on Sunday, I'll be doing dance classes.
Dance classes?
Yeah, I started doing popping.
What's popping?
Okay, if you want to see something really funny, go to YouTube, crossover.
You know, it's YouTube, and what are we doing? Popping.
Or actually go to YouTube and then type in crossover. Crossover, yep, popping.
Sorry.
Just mute it. Mute button. Crossover dancing.
Yep. And then you want to put Keanu.
Keanu.
So this is the dance
there we
teacher.
go.
Because there's a video of me actually on this thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
here we
so
go.
you
We're about
want-
to go for a ride.
So I'm not on this one, but if you want to find the video, you
Yeah,
type
okay.
in Keanu and then...
You're typing Keanu. I want to see the one with Anthony in it.
Give me a sec.
Okay. I have no idea what this is. Okay, here we go.
But yeah, then this is popping.
Can I give it a little sound?
Okay, so it's... I'm trying to find the representative art here. So it's like start stopping sort of stuff?
Kind of.
Yeah, it's popping. I don't know. How do you not know what popping is, Ross?
I
Come
don't
on.
know. I
Come
live
on.
under a rock sometimes, man. I'm just trying to flip this bad boy over.
Yeah.
It's great.
This is definitely how I dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like, I kind of I go into a Vogue and then I do the robot. And this is kind of
Oh,
like...
you got into voguing too?
Yeah, I love voguing,
Oh,
man.
that's hilarious.
I always Vogue.
Oh.
I'm a long time Voguer, you know.
Oh. That's hilarious. So
There we go, you got
let's see,
Keanu.
let's find-
Keanu,
You want,
crossover
if
stuff?
you scroll down, let's see if you can find me.
Which one? I want to see her.
There it is. There it is.
This one?
That one?
Yep.
Here we go. Strap in. Oh, it's COVID safe popping as well. This is very good. We have to say, there he is.
I'm totally off.
That's all right. You're in class.
That was actually my first lesson.
That's your first lesson, man.
Yeah.
You're not doing too bad. That's all right. That's all right, man. You're doing okay. You're doing okay.
Yeah.
Man, okay. What got you into popping, man? Like,
Okay,
how
yeah,
do you
yeah.
do a transition to there?
Last year, on Triple J, they had this they're like, all right, tonight, I don't know if it was Four Corners or SBS, but they were like, we're gonna go into the Chinese underground Vogue scene. I'm like, what's Vogue?
That's a hilarious
And-
sentence. We're going to go into the Chinese underground
Vogue-
Vogue
yeah,
scene.
What is this? And then that's when they talk about the house of this, the house of. I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
Okay.
this is. What is? And then I YouTube voguing. I'm like, oh my. I find this funny. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like. I didn't know. I don't know the culture behind it. Obviously, it is.
I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah,
that's
I
for
was
sure.
like, oh, I'm just gonna check this out. And then I just started. And there's so much. There's like old way, new way, and then it's just.
Okay,
it's
so
like,
traditional popping and then new wave popping.
yeah, kind of like that. Def Jam. Pretty much what you're showing right now. I had no idea about this, and then
Wow.
but I just liked, I guess, how they moved.
I love voguing.
Yeah.
I'm a voguing fan. Like when I get drunk, I vogue.
Yeah, it's funny. Like it's about having a good time. You know.
Yeah, okay. You see a good time, you want to go have a good time.
And then one of those things where I don't think Sydney has a voguing class or that stuff.
Turns out you were wrong.
I could be. Are you gonna start one right here?
We can do it, man. I can get certified in this pretty quickly.
The House of Roscoe.
Yeah, no, but I'll call it Rogue.
And then fast forward, like I saw someone on TV. I was watching a dating show with my grandma called Love Is Blind on Netflix,
Yeah.
and we're both laughing at the rejected men. But one of the guy was a doctor, and I think it was doing locking, as in the dance locking.
Yeah.
And then finally, I was like, oh, you know what? it's been raining because I play Oztag and it's been raining quite a bit and the field's been cancelled. So why not? Let's just go join the dance. And I started with house, and then I had this like free intro offer, so I'm like, oh, I'll keep popping it. And I was like, oh, after that one lesson, I was like, the one video that you saw me on, I was like, oh, I like the music. It's funk music.
Well, I'm really glad that we showed your first experience.
Yeah.
That must be
You
fantastic.
just popped my cherry.
No, you've popped my cherry, man. I didn't even know this was a thing. This is amazing. But let me do a callback though. Blacktown Arts Centre though. You were talking about that this weekend. I reckon Missy's already got that up and rocking somewhere.
Fam Festival.
Yeah, there we go.
FAM Blacktown Fam Festival.
Yeah, what's the Fan Festival all about?
I don't know, but
You're emceeing it.
It's a very. I'm on stage 2, so yeah, food, art, music. There it is.
There you go. Food, art, music. Okay,
Yeah.
that all makes sense now. Yeah, but that kind of works that way, like, because when you work a stage with a microphone and you're trying to sell your voice, you get MC jobs and hosting jobs. Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah. I love doing it. Like I've done a few of them. Yeah.
But it's never intended. It's just like, oh, okay, you just want someone who can speak with a microphone. Okay, hey.
Yeah, just someone that has confidence on stage is like you think that it's you just do it. Like you don't think about it, and I don't think about it. But then you realise, oh shit, this is actually a commodity. It's a current public speaking is a currency. Like you can convert it to cash, or you can convert it to synergy, or you can convert it to donation, or you can you can use it for powerful things.
Colleagues called it because I never. I mean, when I'm on stage, I'm never able to see. I've never seen a mirror, and then I'm like, oh, that's me. But some of the things I've been hearing are Anthony, your energy is up there. I like your energy, and one of the, I guess, comments I've got was your energy is infectious. I was like, wow, that's
what you want.
yeah. I never really, it's never intended, but okay, cool, yeah.
Well, I think there's a lesson in that. It's just be yourself, right? Like,
But that's not me.
And back to the persona. This is the persona of me on stage.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no, but that's how it goes, man. Like, it's kind of like another way I look at it is karaoke, right?
Yeah.
Karaoke is one of those places where you lose and find yourself. You may be singing out of key. You may be on a song that's not in your range, but you lose yourself, and people like seeing you lose yourself and being that honest, authentic self. And authenticity goes a really long way with an audience, man. The more authentic you are, and I think that's where that infectiousness idea comes from, is that authenticity. If you're happy and bubbly, you're going to translate that to people around you. And I think that's the thing that we, people like ourselves don't realize is a commodity. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a thing that you go, well, I do that naturally. I don't actually know what people are talking about, in fact. Like, I'm so separated from that idea, I don't even know that it's an idea. But then you go, oh, okay, but people need that. That's a thing that people need. And that's where, even talking about it in that romantic way, like, it just comes out of nowhere. The more you do things like that, the more it comes out of nowhere. Like, I've ended up with so many weird jobs, man, that I never thought I would do. Like, ever. Like, voiceover artists for, promos on TV. Like, never thought I'd sell my voice that way.
Wow.
I think I've done it a few times on the show, but, I'm sorry for the guys that have already heard this before. Like, I do my movie guy, right?
Oh,
like
this summer.
Yeah, one man, one desire. He was doing comedy in Blacktown, what it in. I love doing that. Again, that's that persona, it's that character. You're playing a character, right? But I think when you're on stage doing your own material, you're doing a character of yourself. And that's where it gets like funky and cool, because then you can develop it in either negative or dark or positive and lightful ways. Like, you got choices there. You got choices in the persona, and that's where I find that's the journey, that's the language, that's the voice, and that's the journey that I'm on. I'm looking for that voice. Like, I know the voices that I can imitate, but what's my voice? And I think doing the podcast is definitely something that is drawing that out in me.
Oh yeah,
definitely, yeah. Because like I was saying to you before, it's this handing over of the conversation, handing it over, taking it back. Knowing when to interject, knowing when to go, oh no, just let that breathe, I find that really interesting. I find it intriguing because I think it's a different medium, right? Like, because we all end up on Twitter, Instagram. Like, Instagram's obviously about pictures, Twitter's about words. YouTube's about video. There's intersections of all of those things together. Facebook is where your grandparents hang out. You know, like it's where we sell all of our stuff. Don't forget to go and check us out on Facebook.
Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, we're not on there yet. You know, there's interesting things on there actually.
Heaps of stuff.
Heaps of stuff,
You
man.
might get your next acting gig.
Yeah, who knows, man? That's it though. But but I find podcasting though is this niche thing that's aside from all of those platforms. It's its own platform onto itself.
Yeah.
There's a different art form. It's a conversational riffing art form that links into just about anything. You can attach it to about anything. Like on this show, like what I'm trying to do is promote artists, promote people, bring attention to Western Sydney and Western Sydney content. Stick our hand in the air saying that, hey, we're over here, and trying to do that in an articulate way that people can easily take on. Speaking of easily taking on, don't forget to go and check us out on Spotify. We're now on video on Spotify, which totally blows me away. You just go with these advancements in software and technology and apps, right? But essentially, it's its own platform. There's over 1 million podcasters out there now, man.
Oh, there's heaps.
There's heaps.
Yeah.
There's heaps. I think I'm in the top 200,000.
Well, globally?
Right. Globally, yeah.
Oh, right. Well, what if you make it more localized, like Sydney?
Sydney, I think I'm like below 50.
Below 50?
Yeah, at the moment. But I'm quickly rising. Yeah. I think I've passed 30,000 downloads, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't really... I kind of pay attention to the numbers, but then I don't, because I realise the reason I'm doing it's not about the numbers. It's about...
Yeah. True.
It's about my own exploration.
True.
Sometimes you get caught up in the numbers. I think I'm 20% caught up in the numbers, but 80% like, this is why I'm doing it.
That's true. That's true.
But the numbers are helpful, because then you go, well, this content hits, and this content didn't.
I was going to say, like, hopefully after today, numbers just shit up.
Yeah, man, hopefully it goes Elon Musk and it just makes its way to Mars, That'd be great. Oh, no, man, it's definitely on an upward trajectory. So thank you to everyone that's listening and watching. I really do appreciate it. And thanks for the massive amount of subscriptions I've been getting lately. That's really cool. We're obviously doing something. It must be the hyperdeck that I've got back there. I'm really, really excited about my hyperdeck. I'd nerd out about this, right? Because I've been aiming for this bit of gear for a really long time, and because the first episodes of the Pagey Train, I would shoot it on the cameras.
Oh yeah.
Put it into the computer.
Yep.
And then edit in post. So do the switching in post.
Yep.
So I'd have to watch the conversation again.
Oh, okay.
And then edit it, and then export it, and it would take about 250 gig to do that.
Wow.
So I've got to move this 250 gig around and then eventually get that online. It'd take 5 hours to do an hour of the Pagey Train. Now I can do 2 hours of the Pagey Train in 2.5 hours.
Yep.
Rather than an hour in 5. So I can just punch out episodes like that.
That's good.
Yeah, but it's all about the technology, man, and the accessibility to that technology. So yeah, doing enough corporate jobs so I can buy the hyperdeck.
Pretty much.
Yeah. One hand feeds the other. I think that's a good lesson for artists, though. You've got to be, you got to diversify. Like, I think looking at your work and seeing the trajectory that you're on, like, even talking to you, man, like, I think you're like, you don't understand the trajectory that you're on, man. Like, potentially the road that you could walk, man.
Is it going down or up?
It's definitely up, man. Like, man, your comedy makes me laugh. Watching you in that movie, I can go, man, he can do that. Like, I thought that was like, you've done multiple films.
No, first time.
That's what I thought.
And it's really funny. So yeah, first time, and we got nominated. I was already grateful at one actually being part of a short film. I was, to me, that was already happy with that. And then to see the success come out with the audience awards, and it wasn't just because that came, I think. That was like the end result. We also won a few more awards here and there, but it's not. Once you won this one, you're like, wow, like this was definitely, to me, was like the cherry on the top. Because I got nominated for Best Actor, and I was up against these other guys who were like, wow, and
it's steep competition,
these guys, man. Actually, they have an acting background, and I'm like, wow, I'm just a comedian. And Alan also got nominated for Best Sound or something.
I think so. I think Misty's got it up there actually.
Yeah.
He pulled in a few awards. He did really well. I've been trying to get him on the show, but we keep being ships that pass in the night. So I'll get him on hopefully in the next few months. But
Well, now that you've told, this is what Anthony said about you. Is it true? Anthony said,
we'll talk about it later, Anthony.
Find out.
We'll talk about it later. Yeah,
Part B. The truth.
Yeah. Cut this bit out.
Yeah.
Everything that he said was bullshit, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about. We rehearsed. We did all this work.
Yeah. He had an acting degree. Nah.
Man, he said it was really hard on set. That's just bullshit, man.
Yeah.
That's bullshit. Hold on, we got it up here. Where are we going? Best sound nomination. Yeah, Black Cat.
He got. So at that point when we got nominated, I was like, yeah, well, we've already, we've done a lot. Like, you know, to me, I think we hit the benchmark, and then we kind of laughed because like, it would be funny if we won, and then next minute, pretty much he won 2 awards, like the best on the night and then the online one.
Yeah, man, he got to take the glassware away.
Exactly.
And walking away with glassware at Main and the West is really hard to do.
Oh, really?
It's super hard to do, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, man, it's fierce competition, man. Like, all of these films are internationally, you know, in the international circuit.
Wow. And
like, they're very good.
now you really need Alan here because he paid everything out of his pocket. Like,
That's what you do as a director.
yeah.
That's what you do. It's your baby.
And this was also during COVID too, so
there's the
it's not
team.
easy. Yeah.
There's the team.
Minus me.
Yeah. You live too far away.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure one of them is me. Yeah.
Easily mistaken, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then as Alan continued putting the film in different festivals, out of the blue, I also got nominated for another Best Actor in the Hong Kong film scene, and that to me was like, wow, man. I mean,
that's awesome, dude. It's pretty
never,
awesome.
So got 2 nominations for this Black Hat.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but that's it. Like, as you first go, man. Like, so many people. I've entered Main in the West like 10 times. I've only ever gotten in 5.
Oh, really? This is your own thing, right?
Yeah. It's my own gig, man. Like, you know, my films haven't always made it, man. You get that with performance and making art, man. Some things hit and some things don't. But man, like I said, man, your film hit and it hit hard, man. People talk about that movie, man.
Wow.
They do. There's a lot of controversy over it as well. There's a bit of controversy over that film.
The powder, the language.
The whole enchilada, man. Like the whole thing, man. There's a lot of drug use in it. There's a lot of swearing in it.
Yes.
There's a lot of violence in it.
But that's I think maybe that's what's needed. Not that we have to shoot each other. That's not what I mean. I meant was like, the way what makes me as a funny comedian was one of the things. Not afraid to say what's on your mind. Like, there's a lot of things, a lot of issues that are on people's mind, but people are too afraid to say it. Or me as a comedian, I'm not afraid to say those things. And the way I see this Black Cat is a similar notion where, I mean, I never interpreted yes, there's drug use, but there's no way. It's not like we were doing a Scarface.
No, but it's so sensational though. It's not like real drug use. It's not in a conventional sense. No way.
Yeah.
It's definitely in an excessive, non-conventional way.
But I think it was because it was so excessive, which what makes it funny. Like,
totally.
This is so not going to happen, but it can also happen. Like that's it's got a fine line where it is bizarre, but it's also this could well be happening in a suburban someone's house, like, you know, in out west. That's because we did the film set out at Villawood.
Yeah.
His girlfriend's granny flat, and that's where the filming was.
Yeah, it's great to get a location like that because you can do anything you like, and you can go back there and over again.
Yeah, and it quite frankly, the way when you asked me earlier, like, you know, how do you feel as an actor? I'm like, this is just another Friday night out in the West. That's kind of how it felt. Yeah.
Yeah, great, man, great. Oh man, look, I think we're close to the end of time. Not the end of time, but end of the time. Maybe we are close to the end of time. Maybe these are in times. What do you reckon, Misty? Not just yet? There's
Not
hope
just
yet.
Not just yet.
There's hope yet. There's hope yet. We'll find out. Man, look, where can we find you online anywhere? Like, if you've got Instagram tags, that sort of thing?
Yes, my Instagram tag is Cantonate88.
Mm-hmm.
And also my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go to Anthony Wong Comedy, I'll be up there.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of Anthony Wongs, but there's only one small one. That's me.
Look for the short guy.
Look for the short guy. Yeah. Also, you might also mistake me as Ronnie Chen or the guy from Hangover.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's another funny things I get from people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I get a lot. Ones I get are like I get Jim Carrey sometimes.
Oh.
I get Jim Carrey, and what's the other one that I get? There's another one I can't remember what it is. Jack Sparrow. When
Yes.
I've got a full goatee, I get Jack Sparrow. Yeah.
They should be saying Johnny Depp.
Yeah. No, but I think because I'm always lightly drunk. And I slur my words.
I see.
Like, Jack Sparrow. Yeah. I think it's like that. Man, thank you so much for being on the show, though. I really appreciate your time.
No, thank you for having me. And it's been great fun. And remember to like and subscribe.
Yeah, always like and subscribe. Speaking of liking and subscribing, don't forget to check us out on YouTube and give us a subscription and tick for notifications. And Spotify. On Spotify, you can now see us and listen to us at the same time. And if you just want to listen to us, you can check us out on iHeartRadio, Apple iTunes, basically anywhere that you can find podcasts. You've been watching The Pagey Train, and we'll see you next time. Sonic boom. That's it.
Bow.
Yeah. All right, stop